Okay, in this video we're going to have a look at bases and alkalis. Again, just to help us get going with this, I've put the pH scale with the key numbers at the top. So this end are the acids, there's my neutral pH 7, and then pH 8 to 14 are where the bases fit in. 8, the lower end of this number scale, are the weak bases, and 14 would be the strong ones in terms of the pH scale. Okay. Alongside this, we need to remember that an alkali is a soluble base. So this would also be in this range, and alkalis dissociate in the same way that we talked about acids. All this means is they can split into ions. So here's some examples to illustrate that. Okay, I've got 3 alkalis here, and let's just show you how these will dissociate. So the first one is sodium hydroxide. That will separate into sodium ions, and then it will release hydroxide ions. Okay. Next one is potassium hydroxide. It'll separate into, or split into a K+ ion and a hydroxide ion. And then the final one here would separate into calcium ions. Notice in this formula it's OH2, so therefore I will get 2 lots of hydroxide ions as it dissociates. You'll see that all of these contain hydroxide ions, so that's a key feature. That's what makes these alkalis alkalis. They release hydroxide ions, and because these are fully dissociating, then these are going to be strong alkalis, and that's simply because they fully dissociate. And we can tell that because the arrow is going in one direction, it can't come back the other way. Compare that to ammonia. Okay, here is ammonia. Ammonia is going to dissolve in water. When it does that, this reaction is a reversible reaction, going the forward and backward reaction, and it forms the ammonium ion and the hydroxide. So notice it's from a hydroxide, therefore it's behaving as an alkali. But because this reaction goes forwards and backwards, this makes this a weak alkali, because in this case, this will only partially dissociate. It won't go in the way that the others have above fully. This will partially dissociate, and therefore that is going to be a weak alkali. Okay, check this with the video on the acids. Make sure you can explain both the dissociation, the difference between strong and weak for the alkalis and the acids, and enjoy.